Hi, I'm Dr. Coker, and this is a guide for defeating Zodiark at the Dark Inside. This is the first trial encountered in Endwalker, and it takes place on the moon. Just seconds after Zodiark is pulled, he reduces everyone's health to 1. Healers will have a few seconds before he does anything else to get everyone back up. The first attack you'll see after this is most likely to be Exotericos. This is where he places either a square rune or a triangle rune on one side of the arena. If it's a triangle, he's about to do AoE damage over most of the floor in a triangular pattern. Being somewhat near the rune is helpful since one of the triangle's corners is there, so it's easier to avoid. If it's a square, he's about to cover about half the arena in damage. Simply move away from the square rune. Another spell he casts is Styx. This is one of those where all players need to stack to share damage, and there will be a stack marker. What's different here though is that it hits several times and everyone needs to stay stacked until it's done. Anya is a typical heavy hit on the tank. Tanks should use mitigation when they see Anya on the cast bar. Zodiark also summons either behemoths or snakes to the arena. If it's behemoths, comets will hit them, doing very large, high damage AoE, so get far from the behemoths as soon as you see them. If it's snakes, lines will sweep the arena for damaging AoE, so just make sure you aren't in line with any of the snakes. Other than this, he has some standard marked AoE spells to keep you moving. Around 70% he'll switch to Phase 2. He will do everything from Phase 1 but with some twists. If you see these large arrows along the side, he's about to rotate the entire arena 90 degrees. Every time he does this, there will be some AoE effect beforehand that does its damage after rotation, so you have to look at which way it's about to spin and figure out where to stand to make sure you won't be in it after the rotation. Another Phase 2 spell is Triple Esoteric Ray. 3 massive green beams will blast out of large green runes. The beams will blast in the order the runes spawned. Algadon is another spell and it's a killer. He moves to a corner and does a heavy knockback that will knock you off the platform. It's also a very large area of effect. Just start getting in position as soon as you see him moving to a corner. Finally, the one that gives groups the most grief, Astral Eclipse. Zodiark will fly around and make 3 constellations appear in the sky, then blast everyone with falling stars 3 times. They do a ton of damage and the markers do not give enough time to get out of the way. The trick is to look at the constellations. There will be 3 in the sky and you need to remember the patterns and the order they appeared. These are the 3 possible patterns. I'm not saying this is the order they will appear, but that one of these 3 will appear, then another, then a third. These show you where the falling stars will hit the floor. For example, the square on the left means that the corners will not be safe. If this pattern appears first, then you need to start away from the corners. Suppose the plus pattern on the right was the second one, then it would be the opposite. You would need to get to the corners. If you can watch the stars he puts in the sky and follow this logic, you will survive this part. Good luck, it may take some practice. And that's it for Zodiark. See you around.